Where'd you grow up and where'd you go to school?
So grew up in the Upper North Shore, went to North Turramurra Primary School and then on to Barker College in Hornsby for high school. Design and things where you're out and about, that was always what I loved. And I think translating that into what I do now every day, like always something different happening and being able to get out and about, see different people, do different things, that's why I love it.
It's Upper North Shore.
Yes.
Can you tell me a bit about why you love it so much and where you can see it in the future? Yeah, so I suppose, well, it's all I've ever known. It's the only place I've ever lived and worked and went to school and everything. I suppose to me, the Upper North Shore brings such a range of lifestyle offerings, and I think it's always been driven by education, driven by families, and you've got, you know, not nightlife, but you've got a few cool little wine bars opening up where 5-10 years ago on a Friday night there'd be nothing happening around the area. Now there's a bit more activity and people are drawn to that, and it's such a good community. Real estate was always something I was super interested in, but I never thought I'd do it, and then I just had an opportunity to jump in and give it a crack and never looked back after that. And can you remember your first day in real estate?
I just remember stepping into an office where there was so much going on and so many different people having different conversations and doing such a range of things. And for me, being a part of something where there's energy and activity was so appealing.
If you want to go back in time, before you first started, what's the kind of advice you'd give yourself?
The thing which I learnt really early on, and it probably took me a year or two to wrap my head around, is that consistency is key, and just doing the same thing, even if it seems monotonous and it's not delivering a result at first, just doing the same thing over and over again with the view that it will deliver an outcome.
In your career, was there a specific time where you started feeling the momentum?
Yeah, from when I went out on my own and had my own desk and started listing and selling my own properties, probably took a solid 12 months before I sort of started having consistency of business. And I think with that came just heaps of work around giving information, adding value to people and just helping people wherever I could. And that's people who wanted to sell and buyers who wanted to buy as well, because I was always looking at it with a long-term perspective of not necessarily what's going to get me a listing in a week or in a month. It was all like, how can I build a rock solid list of clients and people who want to work with me and I want to work with them for the future, so that in 5 years time or 10 or 15 years time, the business flows much more naturally and organically.
Where do you see real estate in 5 years?
Real estate in 5 years, that's a great question. And I've always looked at 5 years down the track. When I first started, it was like, what am I going to be doing in 5 years? And now it's like, what am I going to be doing in 5 years from now, 8 years on? It's such a changing landscape, real estate. And I think the old school ways of securing business, getting deals done and interacting and dealing with clients has changed so much. And I've worked in the last 12 or 18 months with a few really old school agents who are like in their 70s and 80s, and they're sort of starting to look at getting out of the game, and the way that they handle a listing and a sale is so different to how I would handle a listing and a sale. And I think clients respond to authenticity and just being genuine and real with them, and the days of people playing games and tricks that earned real estate agents a really average reputation are over. And I think to be able to just bring people an experience where at the end of the day you're helping a buyer who wants to buy and a seller who wants to sell come together and do a deal, that's what you're there for. And there's no attitude and ego about it, and I think people want that.